Oh, it is the Halloween season. We got something a little scary tonight, folks.
Not just me.
You're always scary. I am the Mighty Plantain. I get the scary boy Boosh here. And we have Mason's Ghost Reaper. This is from local Maine brewery Mason's. And it is a double dry hopped IPA infused with Ghost and Reaper peppers. Now we
know the ghost peppers.
Let's say we've done some spicy beers before.
Yep, we've done one with the ghost pepper in it, but it really didn't come through as much as what we expected.
Yeah.
But I can understand why though. The brewery was saying that they wanted more balance between the different flavors that they had in that particular beer.
Yeah.
So they adjusted accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my understanding from this is that it's the same as a beer that we had before. That was the Sierra Nevada's Habanero Sculpin.
Ballast Point.
Yeah. Habanero Sculpin. Which was a very good beer.
Yes. It was very hot, very spicy.
Now, was that also an IPA?
No, I don't believe it was.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one comparison from somebody who's had this and just anecdotally shared that with you.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see what this winds up being, because yeah, the Habanero Sculpin was probably one of the hotter beers that we've had in terms of pure heat.
Right.
Stone's Crime and Punishment edged it out just slightly, both of those. Those both were, I believe those were IPAs.
Okay.
So mostly what we've seen either like a really spicy beer that doesn't have a lot of hop character, or a really spicy beer that's been combined with a stout or a porter or a darker beer.
Right, so it kind of mellows out the pepper.
Yeah. And like you were saying, there's another company that did have a ghost pepper beer.
I can't remember who it was, but we did try it at a brew fest.
Yeah,
it was at the Extreme Brew Fest, the first one we went to.
Yeah. And they like you said, they weren't going for spicy, they were going for the pepper flavor.
They were just going for the flavor, which really wasn't, but it wasn't, but like we said, like you said, and I said, that it was kind of a disappointment because you didn't actually have the peppery flavor, but it still was a very good beer.
Oh no, it was a great beer, but we were expecting something spicy because they really played up the ghost pepper.
Right, angle. And really when you go with the ghost pepper is supposedly... That and the Scotch bonnet pepper is actually the two highest ones, supposedly.
Yeah. Well, they say Reaper peppers on this, but they don't say Carolina Reaper, because Carolina Reaper is supposedly edging out the Scotch bonnet.
Yep.
So, who knows what to expect, but we have at least one person telling us that it's like the Habanero Sculpin,
well, what
but
he
more
said is,
mellow instead
what
of
he
a
said
building
is,
heat.
Right.
Or not mellow, but because that's a pretty damn spicy beer, but...
Right, but it didn't build on the heat as you drink it.
Yeah, it just kind of
it did actually
the same level.
This was like that, but not. It didn't just build onto it doesn't build onto the heat every time you take a drink.
Yeah, and I can tell you the Habanero Sculpin got hotter and hotter and hotter. It feels light in the glass, I'll tell you that. But that is...
And you know something?
Very hazy.
It certainly smells like an IPA.
Really? Well, it's very hazy, and it says here it's double dry hopped.
So yeah,
dry hopped.
It probably actually would qualify as an IPA. And you look at the head.
Mm-hmm.
You look at, especially mine. Yours has gone down some, but
yeah, I'm gonna let it go down a little bit more and then fill it back up. But no, the haziness is definitely from hop oil. So if it's been dry hopped, there's a lot of hop oil in there. So if you're getting any sort of hoppiness off of the head and the aroma, that's probably it. It's slightly effervescent. But yeah, I'm going to let this go down a little bit. I don't see any particulates in there.
It does have a very hop smell.
Yeah, I'm getting pine.
Yep.
I'm getting
it's
citrus.
Almost like the citrus hops or the noble hops.
Yeah. Let's say I'm getting pine and citrus. I'm keyed towards pine and citrus.
Yeah.
I'll pick up on those all day long. I don't necessarily get earthy and floral notes all that much, but
Yeah, you do get a little bit of that floral note, which really...
well, no, I'm just saying in general. Me,
Right.
personally, I don't pick up on hoppy and floral notes in aromas or tastes all that much. I get pine and citrus primarily. But
that actually smells pretty damn good.
there's an undertone there, though.
There is an undertone of pepper.
It smells
Not-
like simmering anger. Like it's pissed off. And it's got a little hoppy aroma there to lure you in, but then it's going to punch you in the face.
It's not like Yellow Jackets or... It's like the killer bees.
Like, look,
No, it actually...
this is sweet and pleasant, but you can smell just a little bit.
You can smell
bit.
a little bit of
spice under
the
there.
pepper, and really, it's not off-putting. That's for sure.
No, it's
And-
like I said, it's not a punch in the face. It's there to lure you into the punch in the face.
Right, right, and that's what we're gonna get when we actually get a taste of this.
So that's
Now-
what I'm hearing.
Now, one of the other things, though, is this is a very light-looking beer.
Yeah. As
Which-
an IPA, it's going to have that light color, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but it's actually a lot lighter than any of the other ones that we've tried that had the...
Yeah,
I think it's lighter.
Sculpin had a pretty light color too. It
Yes.
wasn't as hazy as this. It was much more clear,
Yeah,
but it wasn't also. It also wasn't.
I think it was
nearly as-
more...
it
I think
wasn't double
actually
dry hopped.
the habanero one was a little bit more of a honey colored.
Yeah, yeah. It did have a more yellowish golden
Yes.
color to it.
And this actually is more... This actually looks more like a... I won't say like a Bud Light or anything, but...
No, there was a slight
looks-
tinge of red to it though.
There is actually, yes. And I'm wondering if that's from the Reaper pepper.
Maybe. Okay.
See, I'm also kind of wondering what they used. Did it say what they used as far as like was it the ghost pepper extracts, or is it more of did they actually use more of the pepper itself?
Yeah, I think we'd have to talk to one of the brewers or look it up on the website to get more details. But yeah, it just says infused with Ghost and Reaper peppers. So they could have used seed, they could have used pulp, they could have used...
If they used a little bit of the pulp, that would be where the color's coming from, because the ghost pepper is red.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well...
And only a few drops of the pepper is enough to...
get a good burn.
Yes.
I think that's enough stalling. We gotta go for this.
Well, we gotta actually get more of the smelling in.
Yeah. I'm done stalling.
Okay. I do smell a lot of hops.
Mm-hmm. You get the hops right up front. It's an overall hoppy bitterness.
Yes, but the hops are subtle.
Yeah.
More subtle than any other IPA. I actually would say that the Marsh Island Swayze is more of a hop flavor than this. But it's not like Monkey Fist as far as like the hop flavor. You are definitely getting a little bit of the pepper.
Yeah.
In the aftertaste after you swallow it and it coats your tongue.
Yeah. And I think the double dry hopping might be distracting from the pepperiness, because what I'm getting is I'm getting a nice thick, it's a medium mouthfeel, but it's got some thickness to it and a slight oiliness.
Yeah.
Like I said, from the double dry hopping, you've got hop oil suspended in here, and that's what gives it the
And you can
haziness.
see it, actually.
Yeah. I think it's kind of coating the tongue and the palate and giving you a little bit of protection from that burn. Because what I'm getting is I'm getting a mouthful of hops up front, and then there's this subtle burn in the finish that builds. And right now, I'm nice and warm
Yes.
from the back of my tongue
All
the way down. But it's not a killer burn.
No, it isn't. Not like the Sculpin was.
No, that's.
But I will also mention one thing, though. What did you get as far as the smell of the hops? You got citrus and piney.
primarily pine, bit of citrus.
Okay, because
But
it was just one point I can taste a little bit like a lemon peel.
yeah, there's a bit of citrusy.
It's
A little bit of the bitterness is missing.
and
Yeah,
hops,
lemon peel.
and more. Yeah, and that's what it kind of tastes like just for a second when I exhaled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually turning a little bit more burning. You do get the burn from the pepper a little bit, but not like you'd think.
Yeah, no, it's not overwhelming. We keep going back to the habanero sculpin, and I think that's because we use it as a yardstick, because that beer was
Right.
pure heat from start to finish.
Right.
Now, the intensity of the stone brews, the crime and punishment, the intensity of the heat in those was higher overall than the sculpin, but,
Right.
the habanero sculpin provided just a pure scorching heat.
Right. And it was more because actually, really, the stone ones were a little more. They had a little more malt background than the
They're also barrel aged, so that
right,
helps.
and that helps as well. They had a little more malt to them, though.
But what I'm getting from this Mason's brew, this is an IPA. It's a very good, very solid IPA.
Yes, it is.
With a surprise.
Yep. And I think the peppers actually add to the hop taste,
Yeah, they're definitely enhancing
to the
it.
bitterness.
Yeah, because by
It does
you're getting
enhance-
the contrast. So
Yes, it does enhance the pepper flavor. Actually enhances the hops,
Mm-hmm.
which actually makes it a better tasting beer.
Yeah.
Because I'm not big on hops, and you know that. And
No.
I'm actually getting
think you're
that
learning.
flavor of. I'm getting more of the flavor of the hops. It actually tastes better. It doesn't taste as bitter as, like, say, a regular high hopped beer, like
Mhm.
what was some of the ones? Sam Adams, Latitude 48,
Latitude 48, yes. That is a
and
very hoppy
Noble
beer.
Pills.
Noble Pills is a hop pill.
Right.
It's fucking awesome.
And see, the thing is, I would take Noble Pills over Monkey Fist.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
And you can see
it
why.
depends.
You can see why,
for
too.
The
But
Shipyard, local brewery, Monkey Fist IPA is a very well blended, well balanced IPA.
yes.
The Noble Pills is more of a punch of hops.
Right.
So I can get that, because they're both very hoppy beers, but Noble Pills is like pure hops versus Monkey Fist being a well put together
Being
hop
more
profile and giving you a beer flavor as well. So I can see that.
I like them both, though.
Yeah.
But if I was going to pick one or the other, I'd actually take the Noble Pills.
See, and I'm surprised because you're not big on the hops, and I would take the Monkey Fist over the hops, over the Noble Pills, because it's a more well balanced beer overall.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm going for IPA,
Okay, gotcha.
I would take that over Monkey Fist.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take Latitude 48 over Noble Pills.
Well, there you have it. I think I'd go in completely the opposite direction.
Right, but we're not talking about those.
No,
We're talking about this one right now. Right now, over anything, if I really just wanted to have if I want to have a beer and I just saw this out of the corner of my eye, I'd grab it and I'd drink it. Just because I already know that it tastes pretty good. But I would try it anyway, even if I hadn't before. But it's actually a very good beer.
Yes.
And I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Nice.
Because it has, like you said, that balance.
Mm-hmm.
That balance between spice and hops. And I think that's actually what they were going for when they did this.
Yeah, it is a good combination. I think I'm right on the same page with you. I think I got to go with a 5 out of 5 on this as well, because it's a great IPA.
Yep.
It's got a wonderful flavor profile. It's got a great hoppiness to it. But then there's that heat that comes up behind it. It's a nice surprise if you're not expecting it.
It kind of warms your cockles, as Dennis Leary would
Cockles
say.
of your heart. Even the subcockle area. Yes, it is very heartwarming. It is very body warming. That heat is just a nice enhancement to an already good IPA.
Beer. IPA, yeah. And
So,
and the other thing, this would actually be good with a plate of wings.
yeah.
A good plate of good spicy wings. It would be great.
Good compliment to any spicy food. Wings,
Yes.
chili,
Yes.
whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
And it's like, really, I would drink this. This would actually be good sitting outside sitting outside next to a fire.
Get that double warming effect.
Right. That would definitely help it along.
Hell yeah.
But even then, we're getting back to the one we just did. Also, it would be good for the end of summer, when you get into the bonfires and the days are getting a little bit shorter.
Just starting to get a little chilly.
And it's starting to get a little chilly.
Yeah.
This would help warm you up too.
Absolutely. But yeah, so that's just a couple of opinions on it. Make sure to hit us up down in the comments, the email link down below. Let us know what you have to say about the beer. While you're down there, make sure to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Yep. And if you have a friend that has has brewed his own beer or her own beer,
spicy or not,
yep, any type, and you want some second opinions on it, second and third opinions on it, we can make that happen at some point.
hit us up.
All you got to do is
homebrews.
hit him up. We are also
Same
at
place, comments and email link.
See,
down
the
below.
thing is, we are also at most of the main breweries around here. Not breweries, but brew festivals.
Pardon. Yes.
The major ones, which usually is like the Bangor On Tap, which is coming up here at the
February.
week after the Super Bowl, and the week after we go to Extreme Brew Fest down there in Boston.
Yep.
And we also do the Bangor Summer On Tap as well.
Oh man, Tap into Summer is pretty
Tap
damn
into
good.
Summer.
Mostly local main breweries, but a lot of national ones as well, and it's just a good time out there.
Actually, Bangor on Tap has more of the national ones.
Yeah.
Then the summer one outside
because it's put on by America on Tap.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Right. But anyway, yep.
Yeah.
And really, if you want to check out a decent website on this type of stuff, go to beeradvocate.com.
Oh yeah, Beer Advocate.
They're the ones that put on the Extreme Brew Fest, and the one that we actually went to, the Belgian Beer Fest.
Yes, they hit up a lot of little brew fests.
Yep.
But
they actually organize a lot of those.
Exactly. In terms of pure heat, though, let's just circle back to this real quick because we've done the spicy beer showdown.
Yeah, and actually, you could put this in it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't
acquire those beers all over again because some of them are not available anymore. But
but still, but this one would be on the low end of those, I think.
Yeah, I think in terms of pure heat, I would put it
as far as pure
below
heat,
the Two Stones, below the Habanero Sculpin. I would definitely put it above most of the others, though. Honestly, this would, in terms of pure heat, this would be right below the Habanero Sculpin.
Yeah.
So it'd be like number 4 out of.
I don't think it's as
7,
harsh as the Habanero Sculpin.
No, it's not as harsh. It's a nice subtle burn, and it's
I would
there.
put
It's
it. I would put
detectable.
it with the Flying Dog, one that also had the ghost chilies in it.
Flying Dog, what was that one? Crap.
I can't remember it neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although a couple of the Flying Dogs were, I won't say disappointing, but they were kind of.
But those weren't in our showdown video. We had that with that 4-pack that Maya had.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because we only did one Flying Dog. It was the Chipotle.
Yes,
I think it was
the
a
Chipotle oat.
Chipotle oat, yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would actually put it with that. Maybe a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I would put it just a notch above that one, because it's got a more steady burn than that.
Yes. And the other thing about this, I would drink this on a regular basis.
Hell yeah.
If it was available in the area.
But it is a steady burn. It's there, and it's always there at the same level, just like the guy at Damon's was telling you. It's
and actually, speaking of that, we're going to give a little plug to Damon's.
Well, absolutely. Damon's in Augusta, Damon's in Waterville, Damon's in every other area of the state.
Pretty much, there's two in Waterville. There's actually 2 in Augusta now,
What?
Do you remember what used to be North Augusta Market over by SEI?
Vaguely.
They have been bought out by Damon's.
Well, hell yeah.
And, well, they had all the good sandwiches and that stuff,
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah.
You always ordered pretty much from there. From there or College Carryout, one or the other.
Yep.
But they also have been taken over by Damon's. So has the one on College Ave, not College Ave,
Nice.
on River Road in Waterville.
So they'll have a larger selection of craft beers versus just being a convenience store. Like
Well, no, they're going to be more of a convenience store. You and I went into the one in
yeah.
on West River Road, and they didn't really have that much of a
That's
selection. But that's just because it was
they
a
have
convenience
no
store.
craft beer selection until they're purchased by Damon's, and then they have at least a craft beer selection. So.
They kind of do, but they don't.
Yeah.
They just have a smaller area to put it in.
Yeah.
But
it's bigger than
But
the
as far
previous
as
store
as
had,
far as it goes, you will find Damon's in Waterville has different from what's in Augusta, and Augusta has different from what's in Waterville. So if you actually can get to those two places, see, he can go to Waterville, I can go to Augusta. So it's
between the two of us, we'll cover
between the two of us, we'll cover a little bit more. The Augusta one has more main selection than the Waterville one, but they're working on that. So
yeah.
Hopefully, and also you also have Meridians, which is also a good
in Fairfield,
a good place to find different things.
The one thing I'll say about Meridians, they get the stuff that Damon's doesn't.
Right.
Not that that's a good or bad thing. It's just different because they work with some of the smaller suppliers and some of the different national brands that Damon's doesn't necessarily have a connection to. So
right.
Yeah, between the two, we pretty much cover everything. And I will say this, I do prefer going to the Augusta Damon's or Meridians over the Waterville Damon's because the staff seems to know more about the beers. Maybe it's just the time of day I'm going in, but, you know.
Yeah. Well, I've been there when they actually have done the shipyard tastings that they've had.
Guys, stop doing the tastings at 5 p.m. on a Thursday. I have to work the next day. Otherwise, 5 p.m. on a Friday, I'd be there. I'd make somebody drive my ass home, but I'd be there.
Yeah, but they don't give you like a big variety to taste.
No, just a couple samples here and there. But,
yeah,
you know, I got
that
zero tolerance.
I think we've had enough on. We've talked enough on this, but
yeah. Burp. Ooh.
Try them out.
Let us know what you have to say.
Whatever.
Till next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Listening to us just ramble. It's a several beer night and plenty of liquor before this, so we are a little garrulous.
And actually,
Bush has to look that one up.
See, I didn't change my wardrobe each time, so you'll actually see with the decor and everything. And this is probably the only time I'm going to be here.
Maybe. Yeah, November 5th that week. So yeah.
But actually,
scheduling wise.
Well, I'll say here in this setting right now, because when we do come back to here,
hopefully it'll be more of a
studio
type. But we'll just have to see what time does.
Right.
Or time will tell what I'm able to do with this space. But anyway.
Right.
Yeah. That's a discussion we'll have for the next hour after this video's done. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Probably not. We're going to watch Trailer Park Boys.
There you go. Cheers.
And I'm going to have more Glenfiddich.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Good times.
Bye. Keep drinking.
That was a ballsy move.
Next.
Give him the spice.